Hello, Meoni here. Just a quick video to talk about upcoming changes to Allagan Tomestones. Square Enix posted on the Lodestone official website the changes to Tomestones. Effectively, this is nothing different than previous times that Tomestones have been retired or recycled and a new Tomestone has been introduced. We are currently in the 7.4 cycle. This is something that normally happens, so there's no major changes to the Tomestone meta. Those changes, if anything happens at all, will be in the next expansion at the very earliest, based on, all of the interviews that we have read recently, hinting at future big changes, possibly to the endgame procedure, the actual procedure of gearing up. But for now, things are staying exactly the same, just with the introduction of the new Tomestone, the Allagan Tomestone of Mnemonic. Those will be added and basically taking the role of everything that you obtain after you get to level 100 on at least one class or job. So things like your experts, your roulettes, that kind of thing. Those will be your mnemonics, and those will be capped at 450 per week. Your mathematics are removed from that top spot, and they're having their weekly cap of 450 on those tomes removed from the game, with their maximum inventory limit still obviously being maintained of 2,000, which means effectively if there's anything from mathematic tomestones you currently want, a lot of those items obviously will be much easier to get, with there not being a hard cap per week, so you can spam those if you wish. Allagan Tomestones of Heliometry will no longer be obtainable. They're not being completely removed from the game, they are simply being retired. All trials and duties that currently yield those tomestones will instead offer Allagan Tomestones of Mathematics or the new Allagan Tomestone currency, Mnemonics. Obviously, if something is an expert roulette or whatever it might be, they will also apply the new Tomestones as well. Players will no longer be able to exchange for Heliometry for items when 7.4 goes live. Although the Allagan Tomestones of Heliometry are not being removed, they say, in 7.4, but items obtained through their exchanges will be made available through other means, so other vendors, other currencies, usually hunt marks, the hunt nuts and things like that usually get access to some of that gear as it gets retired effectively. It's not removed from the game, it just moves to different vendors effectively for different currencies. And effectively, Heliometry can be exchanged for mathematics via the NPC Oriana in Revenant's Toll, X22.7, Y6.7, which is where all of the vendors are at the top of the hill in Mordona. Then, of course, we're getting aesthetics removed from the game, so this is more than just a retirement. If you have on any aesthetics currently on your character, you should go immediately before the patch 7.4 maintenance to Oriana in Revenant's Toll, well, like we said before, at the top of the hill in Mordona, and get those exchanged effectively before the release of 7.4, because anybody in possession of those currency will be removed from your character when the patch goes live. Aesthetics effectively deleted from the game. That's the big change there, but this is something that usually happens, like we say. And there are absolutely no changes to Allagan Tomestones of Poetics. Those are still your duties up to level 90. Those will go up to level 100 effectively when the next expansion comes out, but there are no major changes to those at the moment. In terms of how this affects the game, not really in any major way. Of course, you're still going to have to do things like your relic weapons for the expansion. With the currency, it's likely going to be via your mathematics then, as Heliometry will be removed. But yeah, there shouldn't be any major changes. This is just how things have always been done. It's always a little bit messy, and I would imagine that the recent rumors and interview mentioning changes possibly to this in the future are probably going to tidy things up, because as a new player you might be looking at this and going, what? Why are they retiring things that do the same thing, and and adding something that does the same thing? This is a question that a lot of us really have taken for granted for many years. But I remember having the same question in Heavensward and Stormblood, etc. So, yeah, it's not a silly question. And I imagine that this will be probably one of the last times, hopefully, that we look at this and go, how does this work again? But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.